How you doing, YouTube? Matt, when Matt's Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of mid-coastal Jersey hopeful goodness in the Pale Ale region in the form of Icarus Brewing's Go Flight. First things first, this voice gone. I spent an afternoon bopping around, going on trains, going to New York, coming back and forth. Lost my voice. I do not know why. But I want to review some beer, so you get a little bit of like Tom Waits Berry White hopeful goodness. Too hopeful goodness. Beer, me. Let's see how it goes. Icarus Brewing. Second beer I've had from these guys. The only other beer I've ever had from them, recollection-wise, was their yacht juice. It was sent to me. It was a review. I probably did it at least 6 months ago, if not longer. So yeah, kind of excited to give it a whirl. As far as what it says in here, it says Go Flight, Icarus Brewing Pale Ale, 5.4% alcohol by volume. On the side here, it says heavily wheated pale ale, dry hopped with Mutica, Mandarina, Bavaria, Palisade, Lupulin, Citra, and Galaxy. This was canned 8/14. This is like 8/16. So yeah, this is fresh as fuck. Off the shelf, mind you, and that's a killer label, man. One thing about Icarus, they've really stepped their label game up. They the yacht juice was okay, it was a bit more cartoony. This has a nice kind of soft, subtle vibe. I just dig it, man. It just makes sense. So whoever's doing their artwork, keep it up. You're doing a good job. Yeah. See what this has to offer. So you're talking about 5 and change wheat-based pale ale. So you're talking about you want a little bit. I'm assuming they're using that kind of wheat to kind of give it that haze, prop up that protein, give it a little bit of kind of bits and pieces that everybody loves out there. It kind of looks that way. It has that rich kind of orange center to it, a little bit kind of soft golden edges. Not much of a head on it. Kind of understandable when it comes to a heavily wheated beer, but it could be other things at play there too. She looks the part of it, like a kind of a hazy New England style, kind of, Haysboro hop toddy beer. 5.4%. Keep that in mind. Very small beer. Looks a bit more huger. Those are words, right? Get a nose. The hops are showing really pretty in there. I mean, you're getting a gamut of senses, flavors, smells in there, because you're getting absolute in-your-face citrus, grapefruit leaning citrus. You're getting tons and tons of peaches, and you're getting a soft. What would that be? Almost like a passion fruit thing, because I feel like there's like a subtle, just very subtle kind of tartness to it. I always get this tart vibe off of passion fruit, so I'm getting tropical fruit with this like kind of nose of subtle, not sour, but subtle kind of tartness to it. And that always makes me think of passion fruit. But you're getting heaps of that kind of citrus, and you're getting that big kind of stone fruit peachy thing going on in there. It smells quite big. Not much as far as malt bill in there. Sure, you're getting the sweetness, but you're not getting that yeast or anything like that. But she smells hazy. Can you smell haze? Can you taste purple? I don't know, but I said I did. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's nice. You're talking about 5.4%. Yeah, 5.4%. You're getting a big impact from the hops, both in that kind of you're getting a big impact for its ABV. I always try to kind of bring myself back a little bit from that, because I always say big impact. People think it's going to be a 2x4 in the face of every bit and piece of the beer, but for its ABV, you're getting a relatively big impact. You're getting those nice big, same thing, grapefruit, stone fruit, peachy thing, and that subtle kind of passion fruit kind of vibe going on there, but nothing too crazy. You get a nice proportionate bitterness on the other side of things, so it's definitely not a one-sided thing, a dropout all bitterness kind of thing going on. So you get a bit of balance there, and that kind of way the hop plays and that kind of fruit portion of the show. There's a nice sweetness to it, nothing crazy. There's this really nice kind of grainy weediness. It almost comes off slightly kind of cereal-like in a good way. For me, it adds a little bit of an extra dimension to it. Ends up coming off in a fun way, in a playful way that brings an added dimension to the beer, as opposed to being something that's like, with the graininess in these kind of hazy beers, would get a little bit too much heavy-handed. They can come off a little bit kind of, it just makes the beer way too malty to where it kind of defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do. That's not the case there. The malt plays in a soft kind of powdery end of the cereal bag kind of graininess. And, you get that nice bitterness, lingers on the tongue. Fruitiness enough to give you what you want at such a low ABV. All things considered, in a perfect world, I wish this beer was just a little bit smaller as far as ABV goes. I wish this was a sub 5%, because then it would be an all-time crusher, but at 5.4%, you can't complain. It's a really nice kind of off-the-shelf super crusher that I think, I dig it. I like it. I think it's fun. And honestly, I'm going to say it again. I think the label's fucking badass. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better lower ABV pale ales? I'm not going to go weeded pale ales, even though they say that on there, because they're just going for the kind of hazy, low ABV pale ales. Definitely worthy of the conversation. I've had ones that do me better, but it's not in that top echelon, upper echelon, just because those other ones have suited me personally a little bit better than this, but it's totally worthy of being in the conversation. Value and availability. I bought it. You figured I'd know, but I bought a bunch of beers at one place, and I don't remember what it cost, but I'm guessing, standard $14 to $16 a 4-pack. Off the shelf, mind you. I'm sure, it's a lot of it comes from the brewery, but you can find it regionally, obviously. You're not going to see it outside of Jersey, and probably not even in all parts of Jersey. You're going to have to go to where they distribute and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like your hazy pales, but you want a little bit more to it on the grain bill side and a little bit more bitterness than you typically get from what a lot of people are producing nowadays, you're going to get all the bits and pieces of what a beer makes a beer, especially in the hazy beer game. You're going to get the water, you're going to get the wheat malt, you're going to get the yeast, and even though I didn't talk about the yeast, it's Conan or Lemon 3 or whatever it is, and you're going to get those hops. So you're going to get those bits and pieces across the board. And basically what I'm trying to say, there's going to be bitterness, there's going to be sweetness, and that's a good thing, not a negative thing. And you're definitely going to detect a malt bill to it, a little bit of maltiness, I guess I should say. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing. So there you go. Another review in the books. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little hazy weeded pale right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.